Left it a little bit late to tell everybody that I was going live today, but you know, video. I love I love video. I guess maybe it's because I've been living or I've been working from home for a very, very long time, and video has been a big, big part of my life anyway. But as I saw in the last challenge, and boy, did we have some brilliant breakthroughs in the last Ultimate Video Challenge. You know, it can freak a lot of people out, just the thought of talking to a camera, not having any feedback, not being able to see the facial reactions of the people that you're talking to. But video continues to be probably one of, well, if not the most important method, tool, vehicle, whatever you want to call it, for connecting with your audience online. You cannot these days just put out a lead magnet, you know, something that people can just download for free, a checklist, a template or whatever, and then follow it up with a excuse me, bunch of emails and expect to start making money from that. More and more, you know, I also go into other groups, see what other people are doing, and the message is absolutely loud and clear. Information these days is so cheap. You know, if I want to get a checklist for how to strengthen my brand, if I want to get a checklist or an ebook about how to create a course, if I want to find out how to do Facebook ads, all I have to do is to put those words into the search engine that I'm using. And I will come up, you know, there will be thousands of results, which again puts people into overwhelm, puts people into overload, and all the rest of it. Video is the one way that you can really stand out as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur. You don't have the millions to throw at advertising, and the best form of marketing that you can possibly do is to show people who you are, show people the face behind the business, let them get to know you, let them understand who you are, let them feel who you are, if you like. You know, we feel very quickly whether we like somebody or not. So you might say, oh, I don't want to go on video just in case they don't like me. Well, if they don't like you on video, then you probably don't want to be working with them anyway if you go through the more traditional methods of the, like I say, free download and then weeks on email and webinars and all those types of things. So anyway, as promised, there are lots and lots of things you can do if you want to feel more comfortable, if you want to feel more confident about speaking on video. And if that is what you want to do, I'm going to be posting the link after I finish today to my Ultimate Video Challenge, where we'll be spending 5 days homework every day. We're going to get you speaking to video, we're going to get you positioned perfectly, we're going to get you looking at the camera, smiling at the camera, so that actually, you know, that first video or the first couple of times that you've gone live, boom, you'll be going. And that is my promise to you. You've got to do the work. It doesn't happen by magic, doesn't happen on its own. But come and join me in the next Ultimate Video Challenge starting on the 10th of August. Anyway, so 3 really easy things that you can do to you know, so that you're not stumbling over your words, so that you're not getting too nervous when you start looking at the camera. And the first thing is something I talk a lot also about in my sales masterclasses as well, is to always use structure, not script. If you try and work out in advance what it is you're going to say word for word, and I have seen people who have come to, well, I haven't got pages and pages of stuff that they want to say, that is a recipe for disaster. And I'll tell you why. It's because you're repeating and repeating and repeating. You're trying to train yourself to say this, to say this, to say this, or even maybe you've got your script kind of stuck up here somewhere, and you're reading and reading, and it just doesn't work. Because one of the most fundamental things about video is that you have to make that emotional connection. You have to actually be looking at the camera. If you're not looking at the camera, if I was looking over here, if I was talking to you and doing a masterclass looking over here, you would shut down pretty quickly, because that, you know, that's well, who's she talking to, what's she going on, oh, there's a beautiful bird out there. That's a load of rubbish. If you've got a structure, not a script, then you are going to be able to remember a lot more easily about what it is that you want to say on video. And if you do get nervous, here's the next tip. If you do get nervous about the fact that you might forget things that you've got to say. Write those, you know, put yourself a couple of bullet points on a post-it note on one of these and just post it above your laptop. It's very natural to look up when we're looking, you know, thinking about things. But so number one is structure, not script. The second tip is that, particularly with Facebook, if you're doing a Facebook Live, Facebook suggests, or it is suggested, that you go live for at least 10 minutes. Now, if you're doing ads and things like that, they can be much, much shorter, you know, below 30 seconds. But if you're really looking for engagement, if you're also looking to give meaning and impress upon the people that you're talking to that what you have to say is worth listening to, then you really should aim for 10 minutes or more. Stick to one topic, okay? Don't bring too much information in, because what happens is that you just confuse the people you're speaking to. Choose one topic and then choose 3 bullet points. And this is everything, most things I do, not everything, but most things I do, 3 easy steps to doing something. Sometimes we talk about 5 or even 7. The psychology behind that is that human beings, we like to know, we like uneven numbers, especially when it comes to creativity. If we talk about, I don't know, software programs, then you can start talking about 6 modules or 8 modules or whatever. But when we come to talking about creativity, connecting emotionally, and all those kinds of things, 3 easy steps to talking on video. 5 weeks to transforming the way you sell, all that kind of thing. Think about it and go with the number that you're happy with. But 3 bullet points in the space of 10 minutes really is more than enough to be able to connect with the people that you're speaking to. If it's something, you know, if it's a deep subject, then you might actually decide you just want to talk about one thing. So that's the second thing. So number 1, structure, not script. Number 2, stick to one topic and potentially have 3 bullet points that you're going to focus on during that time. Number 3, and this is kind of a bit backwards, get people's attention. You have to get people's attention in the first 3 seconds. How are you going to do that? Well, when you're doing all your planning, right, for your video, do a little bit of research about what it is that you're going to talk about and start by asking a question or naming a statistic. Okay, so one of the questions is, you know, do you love seeing yourself on video? Do you love hearing your own voice? Usually those answers are no. And that's oh no, I don't. Is this person going to give me the solution to that? Yes, I am going to give you the solution to that. So when you're starting, those first 3 seconds are absolutely critical. Now, I said these were 3 easy steps, and they are easy steps if you practice. They're not, you know, you've never been taught how to talk about yourself. You've never probably been taught actually how to talk to a camera if nobody else is there. And one of the issues that I've said many times before is the cameras are so tiny on your laptop, on your phone or whatever, that sometimes I see people kind of looking down. They're looking at themselves. Is it working? Is it working? Is it going? Okay, how long have I been on? Is anybody live? Can I see the comments? I've got my glasses on. All this stuff. Practice. Practice is absolutely the best thing you can do. Even now, when I press that live button, I have to just trust that something is actually going to happen. The bandwidth isn't always brilliant up here on my hill either. There's not a lot I can do that, because the alternative, not going live, not going on video, well, for me, that's just not an option. So just to recap very briefly, 3 things that will make a huge difference to how you show up live. The first is, again, structure, not script. Don't break your brain by trying to remember every single word you want to say. Don't break your brain by having a piece of paper where you've written everything so tiny that you have to put your glasses on and you keep peering over. It doesn't work. So that's the first thing. The second thing, stick to one topic. If you are talking, it doesn't matter if you're talking for 10 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. One topic, but then split it down. Today I want to give you 3 easy steps to, you know, feel good, so that you're not freaking out when it comes to talking on video. And the other 3 in this is those 3 first seconds, regardless of when you're doing video, but particularly if you're doing live and you really want people to carry on watching. Ask a question or quote a statistic. So this does involve a little bit of research in advance, but when you get those questions, when you've done that bit of extra planning, your video will come across a lot more professional, much more so than if you are just winging it off the hoof, or you just like, oh, I know, I'm going to go live and just tell people what I've been doing in my garden, or all the rest of it. That's fine from a social perspective, but from a business perspective, if you want to come across as, you know, being credible, being the expert in your niche, demonstrating authority, that you know what you're talking about, that planning is going to be key. And those 3 steps, I absolutely promise you, are going to make a difference to how you come across. Now, as I said at the beginning, on the 10th of August, I begin my next 5-day challenge, the Ultimate Video Challenge, where we are going to be getting you live online so that you feel comfortable, so that you feel confident. I'm going to be giving you loads of practical advice and tips as well. It's in a pop-up group, so that the only people in the group are the people actually probably feeling the same way that you do. But I promise you that at the end of those 5 days, if you've done the homework every day, if you've watched all the sessions, if you've listened to everything I'm giving you, everything that I have learned since I started going live on video, I promise you that at the end of those 5 days, you will feel a whole lot better about yourself. And even though you still might get nervous every time you press the live button, people won't know that. They won't see that you're bumbling or anything, because you'll just be an absolute pro. So like I said, I'll put a link in the comments. Sign up. We start on the 10th of August. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay fabulous. Loads of love, and bye for now.